Hello and welcome. It is the I'm not so sure about medical marijuana program. That's Doc Mac. I'm Rusty Humphries. You kind of look more doctorish.
You like the glasses? I didn't know if there was going to be too much reflection on there.
Yeah, forget it. Take it off. All right, no problem. We're just trying it out. By the way, if you would please go to our sponsor, ReLeaf Dispensary in Grandview, Missouri.
Correct.
ReLeafMo.com.
That's the website, yes.
And if you wanted to go get your medical marijuana card, just go anywhere?
No, you should go see the Green Pot Clinic, Doc Mac, Progressive Osteopathic Therapies.
Okay.
We'll get you taken care of.
Awesome. All right. Hey, this show's kind of an interesting one because I'm sure there are people every day starting for the first time with medical marijuana, and they probably don't really know where to start.
That's correct.
Do you tell them in your sessions, kind of give them an idea of what to do, how to get started?
I get that question, and I offer guidance from the standpoint of telling them some of the varieties and opportunities of a local program in Missouri that are currently available. There's not as much available at Missouri dispensaries as there are in established industries such as Washington State or Colorado, but we kind of have to start with what's available and what are you interested in tolerating. Some people don't want to smoke a product, and so they need to know what other options are available, and so we go through all that with them.
Well, I grew up in Washington State, so maybe it's in my blood. I don't know. And I lived in Oregon when it got started. So
you probably would still fail a test.
Well, let's try it. Okay, so if my first time, I'm guessing I want to get as much as I possibly can and smoke it down as fast as possible.
You'll have a good night's sleep.
Not a good idea, huh? No. Can you get sick or you just fall asleep?
You can get physically ill. You can get very tired. Some people experience with the wrong strain or cultivar, they can experience anxiety or paranoia. So you have to be careful. Okay. Overconsumption is never a good idea.
Not good.
No.
Okay. Well, the other one is get one of them big bottles of like soda, infused soda, and just chugging it down. Just
never a good idea.
Because what'll happen?
Well, you could get physically ill. You could become overly intoxicated. You could
not in a good way either. No. That's one you don't want to do.
Correct.
Yeah.
You've got to be respectful for the marijuana product itself, and a lot of the information that we talk to patients about or they read about reinforces what's called start slow, dose low. So low and slow is what we tell everybody.
Low and slow is the way to go.
Yes.
I rhymed that. Did you like that?
That's
you should
good.
use that.
You should be a poet.
Low and slow is the way to go. Okay, the next one is, I'm guessing the second I take a hit of something, I am going to be feeling it, ready to go.
The fastest way that you can feel some effect from a marijuana product is probably through smoking.
Okay.
Once more transmucosal tinctures become available, something that's absorbed through the mucous membrane, so like under your tongue.
Okay.
So a oil or a tincture that you apply underneath your tongue that's absorbed through the blood supply of the mucous membrane is a very rapid way to absorb THC. So those are the two fastest ways.
Or would you just like get gummies, for example, and just keep eating them until you feel something?
No, you should not do that. You can get gummies, and I think gummies are a great option, but gummies have a very slow onset of action. And typically it's an hour and a half to 2 hours before you start to feel that effect. And it really depends on the contents of your gut, how much fatty products you've had recently, because...
Did you just call me fat?
I would never say that.
I'm just asking.
But no, the absorption of protein, fat, and carbohydrate in the gut affects how rapidly the THC is absorbed through the intestinal wall.
So be patient on some of this stuff. It takes a little bit of time.
Yes, so edible is probably the slowest onset of action, but long duration of action.
Oh, yeah?
So it lasts a long time. So if you're using an edible for chronic pain, you don't have to smoke every half an hour. You may get 6 or 8 hours of relief out of a dosage of edibles.
Okay. The last thing is that because we're in Missouri and you have your card and it's legal, it's probably not a bad idea to smoke a little, eat some gummies, go drive.
No.
That's not good.
Never a good idea. It's driving under the influence of an intoxicant. We recommend that any medicine that you take, whether it's cannabis medicine or any other prescription medicine, if it can impair your ability to operate a vehicle, stay home.
I mean, I've heard people say
have someone else drive for you.
I mean, I've heard people say it. Well, it's legal, so it's no big deal. I can go drive. I can handle this. I hardly feel it.
That's not a good idea.
Those are people that are the 5-0 coming behind them, and they're going to spend some time in jail. And what is the penalty of, is it DW, driving under the influence, driving while intoxicated? What's it called here?
Driving under the influence.
Okay.
So what you have to be aware of is that if a law enforcement officer has a reason to believe that you're impaired, they may not have something simple like a blood alcohol analyzer, but they can do an assessment based on what they've been taught in their academies of how to tell if someone is impaired. Mm-hmm. And then once it gets to the point where they have high suspicion, then they can do more exotic things like blood or serum testing for THC. Do
you have any idea what the penalty is?
I do not.
Okay, you're a doctor, you're not a lawyer.
Not an attorney.
Okay, so you're getting that out there too. Maybe you didn't know that he was just a doctor, not a lawyer. But
right.
I'm guessing it's not a slap on the wrist.
I'm guessing that is correct.
So, so the lesson here is, first of all, start small, a little bit at a time. Slow and low is the way to go. That's number one. Number two, be patient. Just because it's not hitting you right away doesn't mean it's not coming. Take your time. This is medicine. This isn't party. This is something for you to feel better from the pain, not just to mess with your head, right?
That's correct.
And then don't drive under the influence. We shouldn't have to say that, but it's probably best that we get these silly things covered because it's important.
Sure.
And we don't want anything to happen to you. The whole reason for this medical marijuana and why Doc Mac is doing this and why ReLeaf Dispensary is doing this is because we want to help people who have sickness and illness to feel better, as opposed to suffering or going through a lot of the pharmaceuticals that maybe aren't as good for you. Is that fair to say?
That's very appropriate, yes.
A lot of side effects with medical marijuana?
Not under correct dosage. We always encourage people to keep a notebook of their experience. There's even apps that you can have on your phone. The manager at ReLeaf Dispensary actually has an app that they suggest to patients. It's actually called ReLeaf. It's very wonderful because it allows someone to live track their experience with any marijuana product that they have. So they can put in the time that they've consumed, the way that they consumed, and what they're experiencing on a real-time flow in an app. And then they can review that the next day and say, that was great, or that was not something that I enjoyed. So what do I do that's different, or how can I continue to feel that relief?
All right, great idea. All right, one of the best ways to get started. First of all, get your medical marijuana license with this guy. How do we do it?
Call me. You can call me at 816-237-8583, or you can fill out an intake form on my website, thegreenpotclinic.com. We have a parent company, Progressive Osteopathic Therapies. It's one and the same. It's all Doc Mac. I'm a licensed medical clinic. I also provide medical directorship to ReLeaf Dispensary, and we're happy to bring quality products and quality education to patients.
And if they want to go to ReLeaf Dispensary, they do what?
They head to Grandview, Missouri, and they can also preview our menu on ReLeafMo.com.
And you guys are pretty up to date on the website. It's not like it's not updated once every 2 months.
No, it's live updates.
So you're going to get an idea of what's there instead of driving out here and going, oh man, they don't have it.
Correct. We also have the ability for people to do online purchasing, which means it's held for 24 hours until they arrive for us to verify their patient ID number.
But you're not going to ship it?
Complete the purchase. Not currently.
Okay. How about if I'm in Seattle, I want it shipped?
No. This is a Missouri program. Let's keep it in the borders of Missouri.
I'm just letting you know all the stuff. I'm asking the questions. All right. Hey, we appreciate you. Would you please hit that subscribe button and the notification button so you know, it's a little bell, so you know when the next program comes out and the next program full of words of wisdom. from Dr. James McEntire.
We're going to release that information as often as we can.
All right, we sure appreciate you. Thank you so much. Until next time, I'm Rusty Humphries. That there's Dr. James McEntire, Doc Mac, and this is the So I'm Not So Sure About Medical Marijuana podcast.
See you next time.